Today's one of those days that, like, I know I'm gonna be cold, but it's, you know, warm enough, so I'm like, I'll just front the cold a little bit, so I have to wear a little bit less gear, you know what I'm saying? Especially on the way to the gym and stuff, it's like I don't really want to have to wear a whole lot, you know. Those bikers that like go to the gym and they wear full gear to the gym, I commend them, because I do think you should wear full gear most of the time if you can. I choose not to, you know. I choose not to. I'm gonna see if my idle will go down a little bit here while I'm waiting. When I get a new bike, I'd say I'm certainly gonna get a phone mount for it. I see all the ads on socials about the different types of phone mounts. I don't really know which one's the best. I mean, they all claim to be the best, right? Alright, let's get out of the way. Let's get a move on here. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Also, I was okay with wearing a little bit less clothing just because it's not super windy out. That's always the worst, when it gets really windy. You're like, oh, this ain't bad, cruising 30 miles an hour. Then all of a sudden, you get, that was cool, I saw my shadow of the wave right there. All of a sudden you get hit with like a blast of wind from the side and you're like, yeah! Damn, this shit kind of cold. Yeah, I definitely could have gone for another layer though, already realizing that. But luckily the fastest I have to go on this commute is like 35, so, well, more like 40, but anyways. Plus I like to factor in that when I go to the gym, if you do go to the gym, you'll understand this. If not, maybe I can do a good job of explaining it. But when you leave the gym, you're usually pretty warm and hot because you're exercising and whatnot. And so it's actually kind of nice to get into like a little bit of a colder environment afterwards, just because like your body temp's high, and so you actually stay fairly warm even if it's like relatively cold for a normal body temp outside. So that's a nice part of it. I think I'm gonna wait at the red light here. If you've seen some of my videos in the past, you know that a lot of people don't follow this no turn on red. It's kind of one of the dumber no turn on reds. You know, it makes sense because it's a weird angle here on this intersection, but as you can tell, probably even just from my view here, you have enough to work with. Like, you can easily make this right turn without having to worry, you know. But it makes sense, you know. I can't argue with the people that decide these kind of things. They know better than we. Although if I sit here long enough, like, goddamn, I'm probably gonna go. I was sitting at that red light, turning right on the bike actually, and I was waiting because it's red light, no turn on red, right? And this lady behind me, she starts honking, and I heard her yell out the window. I didn't acknowledge her, but I had heard her yell. She's like, "You can turn right on red." And I just thought to myself, like, yeah, I can. Not gonna. You know? It's like, yeah, if you're in a hurry, and you want to turn right on red there, fair enough, go ahead. I do it, you know, oftentimes as well, but like, I'm never gonna get mad at somebody for not doing it. I mean, it's technically illegal, so why would you? You can't really get mad at somebody for not breaking the law. That's like getting mad at somebody for not going 5, 10 over, you know? Well, it is annoying, you know, when you get stuck behind somebody going exactly the speed limit, or under the speed limit even. It's like you can't really justify being mad at them because, you know, the speed limit is a limit, not a goal, right? And so you can't really justify that kind of thing. At least to the sane person, to the sane individual. Yep, good thing we got in front of that bus. find myself struggling to go the speed limit on this road in particular. It's a 4-lane road. It's busy. You know, it's a main breezeway, not breezeway. It's a main like high traffic traveling road, whatever you want to call it. Causeway. It's technically not a causeway, but it's a 25 though in a 4-lane busy road. That's very uncommon, I feel like. I mean, I know it's a little bit more narrow of a 4-lane road, you know, it's not as wide, and there's a lot of like foot traffic on it, so it's like I get it, but still think it's kind of bogus. Oh, I meant to go into neutral there. Jungi Automotive Group. I actually just applied for a job there. I'm going up for an interview here on Monday. Go see what's up there. Hey. You're looking at me. Give me a thumbs up. Say something, dude. Quit being weird. Say nice bike, bro. Bro kicked his leg up to the side when he stopped there. That was kind of goofy looking. That was a clean downshift, that was. Normally the downshifts into first gear, even when I rev match, are pretty rough. Typically pretty rough. Let's try and keep our foot out of this fluid here. I do wonder what other bikers think about this, but basically as I've gotten more experience riding, I noticed that I tend to use the front brake like way more than the rear brake. And what I mean by that is, like, I know that the front brake has 75-80% of the braking power, blah blah blah, we all know that, right? So you should be using technically more of the front brake when you're doing regular stopping, but as everybody always tries to communicate in the motorcycle community, you know, you should be using both. That's, you know, per DOT or DMV standardized practice, and also like just what people say online. You know, it's followed, it's accepted, I guess, so to speak. But what I've noticed is that I get lazy and I just use the front brake when I'm coming to a stop, just because there's less I got to do. Sometimes, you know, I keep my foot, you know, as it should be, no duck feet here. I keep my foot balls of the feet on it like that, and I just don't really feel like bringing my foot up to cover the rear brake. And I just feel like it takes a lot more effort to plant your foot down on that brake and get some actual stopping power from it. So I end up using just the front brake oftentimes, and I find myself doing it. I'm like, I should probably start using the rear brake a little bit as well to help assist. Boy, homie stopped pretty far from the goddamn stoplight here. Stop sign. Pipes, 100% legal. Oh man, I wanted the end spot, but a little too close to the moped for my liking. Okay. Oh, he's hustling. On the radio too. Get the fuck out of the way! What are you doing? I kind of want to wait and see if there's gonna be more. I like to count the amount of emergency personnel that speed away. It's an exhilarating thing for me, at least, seeing the amount of like cops and stuff. You always wonder what's actually going on. But I wanted to be a cop for a big part of my life, and so that's why I always just imagine the adrenaline rush that the officers have when they're getting on a call or something. They get that call, they hear what they have to do, the moment of realization, and then they flip on their lights. It's like, I don't want to say badass, because it's unfortunately usually a bad thing, but like they're the ones responding to go and help in that situation. It would be very exhilarating for me, bro. I know it for a fact. I'd flip the lights on, you hear them come on, you're like, woo! And then it's like, oh, dude, let's get there fast as fuck, boy. This one time, it was here in Iowa City, actually. I was sitting at my buddy's house over on one of the main streets that runs through downtown there. It's actually just on the other side of these apartments right here. We're just sitting there, and we heard a cop like that was on the road outside the house flip his lights and sirens on. And like what I mean by heard is that he was definitely like right outside the house. You could hear the car itself without sirens or lights on, and then he flipped them on, and you could like hear him starting up or whatever. And then from there was like 9 police officers zooming by, and I checked out the window. I always look, and it was actually like 9 cops. It wasn't like 3 cops, couple ambulance, whatever. It was like all cops, and they were fucking flying. It's always interesting, and so I like texting around, seeing if anybody knows actually what went on. Maybe that's intrusive to a degree, but who cares? I'm interested. Hey, little bird. Bro landed on the chain link. Let's see if we can pet him. Oh, he's scared. All right. Let's go hit shoulders.